Buying domains, the exact process. So we're going to show you two ways today to set up cold emails. Now, method one is going to be using GoDaddy domains and Google Workspace emails. So an overview of method one, we're going to buy domains from GoDaddy, set up a Google admin portal, add all the necessary records like DKIM, DMARC, SPF, etc., and all the technical checkoffs. And then we're going to add domains to our cold email tool like Instantly or SmartLead, and then start the cold email warmup. Now, note, we are not going to be using our primary domain. Like, listen to this very clearly. We're not going to be using our primary domain to send emails, e.g., the one that we use to talk to clients, the one that we use to share details or, send attachments to current clients, whatever it may be. We are going to use secondary domains. So if our primary domain that we have our website on is apple.com, we are going to buy the domains, like I said, try apple.com or use apple.com. So method one for GoDaddy and Google Workspace, create an account on GoDaddy and go over to the domain search. Now, if you can't see it, go to the link that we're going to put in the resources. And I added outbound by response to my cart and unticked domain protection. Now it's $8.99 or $12.99 in US dollars. The next step is to create an account and buy a domain. So this is how the checkout should look. So don't buy any add-ons like protection or website setups, etc. These domains will be purely for cold email, and we're going to forward the domains to your main domain anyway. Create a Google admin account. So you're going to head over to the link below, and we'll downgrade to the smaller plan later. But sometimes Google don't let you actually buy a smaller plan. They'll just demand that you buy the large plan. Follow the steps to set up an account, and you'll end up at this link after starting a trial, which is admin.google.com/ac/home. Now, add and validate the domain inside Google Workspace. You've got to scroll down and find add a domain from the admin dashboard and follow the steps. You'll be asked to log back into GoDaddy and confirm the verification. You should see the domain at Manage Domains if the verification was successful. So as you can see here, we're going to click Start the verification. It's going to ask us to sign in to GoDaddy to verify the domain. We're going to connect the GoDaddy domain. And it's going to verify the domain in real time. Now, once that's done, you head over to Activate Gmail, and it's going to ask you to set up an MX record. So you'll find your new domain and click Activate Gmail, and then click Set up MX record and wait a couple of seconds. You'll then be sent back, and your domain will say Gmail activated. The next thing we're going to do is head over to this link below, which is Authenticate Email, and we're going to add a DKIM record. You'll create a DKIM record for your domain by clicking Generate New Record, and make sure the DKIM key bit length is set to 1024. Click Generate. Then we're going to refresh the page. We're next going to create a TXT record for the DKIM. So don't worry too much about this, but just head on over to the DNS settings and click Add New Record inside GoDaddy. Choose TXT and copy paste the two different records, the shorter domain key and longer DKIM code from the DKIM tab given to you in the Google admin console. You're going to add both records, the short one and the long one, in the name and the value spaces, and we're going to click Save. And then we're done with DKIM, which is oftentimes a really challenging thing to do, and it's really annoying, but it's super simple if you follow this step by step. Next, we're going to fix the first SPF record. So search for a TXT record inside your GoDaddy domain that looks like this. You're going to replace that with @. So as you can see, I found it, and the name is this long DC hyphen, whatever it may be. We're going to replace that with @ and we're going to click Save. And it's going to update the DNS records, which is great. The next thing we're going to do is fix the second SPF record. So search for a TXT record that looks like this, which is V equals SPF something something outbound by response, whatever it may be. Replace this with V equals SPF1. Then save it and delete it. And you should now only have one SPF record, which looks like the one below. V equals SPF1 include spf.google.com, squiggly line, all. You can see me there deleting that record. And like I said, you should now only have one SPF record, which looks like the one highlighted in blue below. The next thing we're going to do is head over to easydmarc.com and we're going to generate a DMARC record. So you can enter an email address, and we'll make this later on. We are going to choose the same options for policies and relaxed for both SPF and DKIM identifier alignment. So don't worry too much about the jargon here or the technical aspect. Just copy exactly what I do in that video. And we're going to generate our record and click copy. Head on over to the DNS settings again inside GoDaddy. And we're going to add a TXT record and name it _DMARC. We're going to add the value that the website just gave us. And that's the DMARC record that you copied from that generator. And you're going to click save. The next thing we're going to do, because DMARC is done, we're going to set up domain forwarding. So head on over to the forwarding tab and click add forwarding. And you're going to choose the correct prefix HTTP and click save. So most domains these days are HTTPS. We're going to choose a permanent 301. Add the value, which is the DMARC record, and click save, and then we're done. So go to your website and check if that works. Head over to the setup domain forwarding. Click on outbound by response.com. And ideally, this will forward us to response.ai. And it has, which is great. Awesome. Now we're going to go ahead and create an email user. So head back to the Manage Domains tab in your Google Workspace. Click Add Users and add a new email user with your desired name. Make sure you add the user to the new domain. Proceed through the steps and you're done with creating an email user. I'm going to add a secondary email here. Don't have to add a forwarding number or anything like that. But I'm just going to make sure that it's out of my organization. Click Add New User, and then you can click Done. That's it. Now, buying domains, the exact process. This is method 2, which helps you buy pork bun domains and set up on Outlook. So an overview of method 2 is buy a domain from Porkbun, set up an Outlook admin account, and add all the necessary records like we did earlier on, and add all domains to your cold email tool. Again, we are not going to use our primary domain. We're going to use the ones that we've added as secondary domains. So step 1, head over to porkbun.com/account/login and create an account with your credentials. The account creation process, excuse me, will require a verification code. So don't use a fake email address, because I know you guys are crazy and you'll probably create fake email addresses. Just going to head in now, email, first or given name, and then last name, etc. And we're good to go. We're going to add a payment method. So once you head over to account, you add a payment method. It's easier to do this now than to set it up later because it's a pain in the neck later on. The link is porkbun.com/account in case you get redirected somewhere random or you lose the page, etc. Once a payment has been added, or payment method, go back to porkbun.com/products/domains ready to purchase a new domain. We're going to buy a new domain. So add a new domain that's a .com domain, like we said, to the cart, and then continue with credit card and follow the steps to check out. You now have a new domain on Porkbun. And the next step we're going to do is set up forwarding, just like we did for our GoDaddy domains earlier in the module. Just going to head on over, acknowledge this terms of service and click continue with credit card. And we're going to go from there. Awesome. Now we're going to set up URL forwarding. So now that we've bought the domain, head over to /domain speedy and select your account from the left checkbox. Click bulk actions and then choose bulk manage. From there, we're going to add our forwarding address under the URL forwarding button, and we're going to use a permanent 301. Click submit. I'm going to click close because we have successfully set up a forwarding address. Next, we're going to head over to this long link to buy a Microsoft Outlook admin account. We're going to choose the basic plan and the number of licenses. So for this example, we'll just choose one, but you can choose as many as you want. And we're going to click next. Enter some details and finalize the purchase with a verification code, and it should be sent to your mobile or to an email. Just follow these steps. Next, we're going to set up login details. So create a simple username for the admin and enter the domain name of the pork bun domain. Leave out the .com, so just add in the domain. Create a password, and we're going to hit next. Awesome. Set up the login details. So choose one license here, or however many accounts you plan to set up, and then click Add Payment Method. You'll be asked to check out in the next step. You'll see this screen once the payment has been confirmed, and you can head over to Start Using Microsoft 365 Business Basic below. We'll now dive into the technical checklist for pork bun and Outlook. So step one is to head over to the new user and go to Licenses and Apps. From there, go ahead and untick the Microsoft 365 Business Basic license. We don't need it for this account, only our new emails later on. I'm going to click Save Changes. And now we can begin the domain setup. So head to the search bar, then search for and click Domains. Begin the process of adding your pork bun domain. Type your pork bun domain in and hit Use this domain. Make sure you add a TXT and that is ticked, and then click Continue. So add a TXT to the domain's DNS records, click Continue, and we're going to be sent here, which is great. Verify the domain with a TXT record. So you'll be presented with a TXT record in the last slide, and you can add that TXT record inside pork bun. So head over to the settings of your pork bun domain and find a small button DNS. Type the TXT record exactly as it's presented for you in Outlook and click Add. And then we're done. Next, we're going to wait for verification. So click Verify and you'll be met with a screen that says, how do you want to connect your domain? Click Continue and you'll be met with a list of MX, CNAME, and TXT records to add. Outlook will provide you with that list of ready to copy paste DNS settings for pork bun. You'll receive an MX record, a CNAME, and a TXT. In the video to the right, you can just follow this step by step. We add each one at a time. Follow these steps carefully and use the records that Outlook provide you. You're going to do the CNAME now. Head over to the next tab. Use CNAME. Pop this in host or answer. Auto discover. Then click Add. Head over to the TXT. Copy paste this. Head over. Use TXT. Host is at, and then answer is v equals SPF. And then add them. And that is what the new DNS settings should look like. The next step is to confirm a successful setup. So you should see this page once all of the records have been added. Remember that we only have one email account on this admin portal because we bought one license. You can buy as many licenses as you want on this plan, up to 20 at the account level. You can go to admin.microsoft.com/admin portal/home/subscriptions to see this. The next step is to set up DKIM records. So head to the search bar and look up DKIM. Click the first result and you'll be met with a DKIM setup page. Click the new pork bun domain and create a DKIM key. A pop-up will show you the CNAME records you need to add in pork bun. And we're going to copy these over. Set up DKIM records part 2. We're going to copy paste the records into pork bun, ensuring that the type of record is set as CNAME. Follow the video step by step again until both records are added. You should have added 2 CNAME records by the end of this step. Getting the second one, select 2, popping that in there. Getting the answer. That pops into the answer value and then click add. And we're good to go. Now, DKIM will take a few hours to configure, so be sure to come back in 2 hours and hit enable. While still in your Porkbun DNS settings, go ahead and create a TXT record with the value as _dmarc and provide the answer v equals dmarc1, p equals none, pct equals 100, sp equals none. And that is your dmarc setup for your Porkbun domain. Next, we're going to create the email user. So head on over to the search bar and type users, click the first result and active users, then click add user. Once you're met with the setup the basics screen, give your full name, display name, what your email leads will see in their inbox, so like Steve Jones, and the email username, which I keep as Oliver at, for example, or for your case, it might be Steve at, Louise at, whatever it may be. Hit next and assign the 365 Business Basic license that we removed from the original one earlier on to this new user. And we're going to click next. Then you can skip some of this information. Click on roles just to make sure everything's set up right, and we're done. Next, we're going to add a clear and professional profile picture. So you can click on change photo, choose photo, and we're going to use this example, which is just an AI generated photo of my face, which is ridiculous. And we've added a user photo. So refresh as a precaution to make sure that it's actually added it into the settings. And by the way, a professional headshot does affect deliverability, and your user is set up and ready to go once you've added that. The next thing we're going to do is, and the last thing, by the way, because we're done with setup, is we want to avoid 2FA issues or two-factor authentication issues on this new user. So we're going to go ahead and go to the search bar and type identity. Click identity and it'll send you to the admin dashboard. Find properties and then manage security defaults and choose disabled, not recommended, and just make up some random reason. You can copy paste Eminem lyrics in here for all I care, but you've just got to make sure that you disable that. And we're done. So that is the setup of Porkbun and Microsoft Outlook. We've covered how to set up GoDaddy plus Google Workspace. We've set up we've shown how to set up Porkbun and Microsoft Outlook. And now it is time for you to go and get some fresh air. Now, in general, I don't really know, to be honest, which one is better for you. I know that Google Workspace is quite expensive and Google Workspace are continuing to clamp down on cold emails. I think the best way for you to scale cold email is with Porkbun and Outlook. I don't recommend to students anymore or clients or users of Response AI to use GoDaddy and Google Workspace because it stacks up in cost and it's very cost inefficient, as well as kind of like glittered with loads of different regulations that are coming out and the spam laws, things like that. So out of these two, I probably recommend the Porkbun and Microsoft Outlook setup, and that is all you need to know. And I'm excited to share how to set up these domains inside Instantly and SmartLead in the next modules, and then how to go from there. So I'll speak to you soon. Take care.